And here we are live. All right. Welcome
Right.
back, everyone. I know it's been a long hiatus
Very much
for
so.
the Coach Muddle show, but we're back for a draft day special. And alongside is Billy, who hasn't been with us for a while, chiming in,
Man.
but here he is in person. And of course, Nevada Nick, he's, doing some stuff, and he's all excited. He's doing some things, so he may grace us with his presence here in a little bit. But I'm sure. What's up, Mike? How you doing, buddy? Ready for the draft? And we'll see where Baker, if he gets dumped or not. I don't think that'll happen until probably Saturday or Sunday. So
I'm telling you, I think something screwy is going to happen with that. If not during the draft, like directly after. I'm telling you, he's going to get moved.
Oh, of course he's going to get moved, but I mean, why are you going to be on the hook for the money when you can just wait? He's going to be free pretty much here come June 1st.
Right.
So we'll go from there. I think it'll be it should be interesting to see where he goes and where all the where the quarterbacks fall, because I'm hoping the Giants can get themselves, trade one of those two picks.
Here we go.
Trade one of those two picks and get a trade a pick and see if for next year, because
Right.
Today, great news for us Giant fans. The Giants did not pick up Daniel Jones's fifth-year option, so he has to earn it. He's not guaranteed anything, so that's a big plus. I feel like I think the Giants are going in the right direction. But this is a big ship. Takes a while to get that thing turned, so but it's moving in the right direction slowly. So we're kind of I'm excited so far. I am excited Kadarius Toney's on the block. I'm excited Saquon Barkley's on the block. I am excited about those things. A lot of Giant fans are on me about it. I don't care. Saquon, in my opinion, can't stay on the field, but yet we got to pay him. Cut your loss and let's move on.
Listen, Saquon, okay? Saquon.
What's up, Solomon?
Solomon Cox, there he is. Saquon, if he was the savior when he first came to New York. Best thing since sliced bread.
Look,
now all of a sudden he's a bum.
Wait a second. I'm just quoting the former general manager saying, "Get the gold jacket ready."
Oh,
okay, get the gold jacket ready, and that is far from what we've seen. The production of what Saquon has, and hey, prove me wrong. Stay on the field for 18 games and carry the load. Help your quarterback out if he's your guy. I'm just saying.
We all know the shelf life of a running back is crazy.
Right, and
So
his seems to be getting shorter and shorter.
Right. So what you need to invest in, just like the Cowgirls, you need to invest in your offensive line.
Okay.
I said it. You need to. What did I say last year? I said you guys are about 3 pieces on the offensive line away. 3 pieces and a quarterback. That's what you are. And you don't need the big time deep threat or like a DK, although you could use him. You don't need him. You need a serviceable receiver.
Okay, because we made one of the top pay. We paid for a guy that didn't score a touchdown, and then we drafted a guy who's now on the block So let's face facts, guys. Let's face facts. The Giants need a defensive end. We need a legit pass rush. And I don't care if you brought Deion Sanders back in his prime. He is not he can't cover guys for that long. I don't care who you are.
Anthony Price says, how do you feel about the news about your QB?
I already said it, Anthony. I love it. I'm excited, buddy. I'm excited because Daniel Jones is not the guy. And, I said this, and you could go back, play the tape. I was upset when the Giants drafted. Bill, you were there when the Giants drafted Daniel Jones.
This is your guy? This is your game.
Wait a second. He was my guy. Not being drafted at number 5 or 6 or wherever he was drafted. Because the Giants, if you remember, had the 17th pick. Okay? Has had the 17th pick. So, hey, Jared, I still don't have the phone stuff working out, buddy. But I appreciate you chiming in, man. I appreciate it.
See, I'm going to do this. I'm going to stroke my beard a little bit because how quickly you forget that you were hyping that man up.
Absolutely, I was. I was not at number 6, not at 6, because if you remember, Allen, the defensive end who was supposed to go number 1 overall, fell to the Giants there. He fell, and the Giants decided to go with Daniel Jones.
I'm going to say this. I knew that man wasn't the guy when in fact, he couldn't run 98 yards without the turf monster or the turf sniper hitting him with one of these. I knew it then. I knew he wasn't the guy. He didn't have enough. The name wasn't big enough for the room. Now, to get to what you guys need, right? Now, Solomon made a great point, a kind of great point. Tom Brady. Do you get a guy like that? Would he even come to New York? I don't think so, though, Solomon. I don't think he's coming to New York.
Look. Nah. Pump the brakes, baby. Pump the brakes. Tyrod Taylor is a starting NFL quarterback. He has started and won games, in this league. He started in Buffalo, He started games in Cleveland. He started games in L.A., and he was starter before he got hurt in Houston, Now, with that being said,
mm-hmm.
I am okay because Daniel Jones is not going to he can't last the season. He's already proven he can't play the whole season. Mm-hmm. I feel way more comfortable than I did last year with McGloin or whoever we had that couldn't get out of his own shadow. But my personal opinion is that Daniel Jones will be overtaken by Tyrod Taylor by week 4. Week 4 of the NFL season, Tyrod Taylor will be the starting quarterback of the New York Football Giants. And then you will see that season start turning around.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, yeah. And then the Giants are going to trade 5 or 7, one of those picks. The other pick has to be a defensive end. Has to be. And they will get a first round for next year. Trade back and pick up the interior linemen that they need. They don't need tackles. They need guard and center help. That is where they really are. Look, they have pedestrians playing center for the Giants right now. You need to go draft yourself a center. Now, obviously, can't draft him that high, but the kid from Iowa, I think if you can trade either back in the first round or even up from your second round with, in Detroit, if they won't get back into the first round to get him, I would be excited about that pick because that is where the Giants really need to go and solidify the offensive line.
I said that. You mean, you got you got a pretty decent. Like I said, you got some guys that are coming in that could be pretty good and help your offensive line. But you guys are the geriatric of offensive line. Right now, to be honest with you, I don't know who's worse, line wise, you or the Giants, or you or the Cowboys. I mean, as I'm about to say, you or the Cowboys. The Cowboys definitely need help with their offensive line for sure. I mean, you've got an old guy at left tackle who's he's not going to be much good. And
No. You're wrong. You're wrong. We have Andrew Thomas, who was a first round pick 2 years ago. Really was an issue his rookie year, kind of, and that was the COVID year. But last year, when he was healthy, he played really well. I mean, like a guy that's going to be there for 10 years. We have the anchor on that offensive line. We did get rid of Nate Solder. I think the Giants did sign him back to a minimum team-friendly deal to be a backup because that's what he's going to do. I think Pert was coming along before he got hurt. And again, it's back into that middle of the line. And I think Solder, you slide him in at guard if you have to. And I think they did some of that last year. So, maybe we see that this year. I don't know, but we're going to go with – I am going with – that's what I think. I'm just saying.
I'm going with you just said it now. You said 2 years ago, what have you done for me lately? That's what this league is about. And
you're
again,
right. You're right.
What has he done?
You're right. When he was on the field, he was phenomenal. Nate Solder is washed up and done. I mean, I couldn't care. The Giants have done a, signed him back on a team friendly deal. So I'm just,
Thomas was arguably a top 5 offensive tackle last season when you look at pressure and sacks allowed.
Right. He was. Absolutely. The numbers, Pro Football, thank you, because that's what I was looking up, Mike. I appreciate you helping me out here because he is our anchor. We have the anchor. Now we just have to keep moving to the right and solidifying those other 4 guys.
I said that. I said if you could get, and I said this 2 years ago, I said if you can get a young Jeff Saturday type of center, you guys are going to be phenomenal. And in fact, you would see a rejuvenated Saquon Barkley because, again, he wouldn't take as many hits. I can tell you that now.
Okay. And that's, but still, I mean, as we've learned, good running backs are coming out in the 3rd and 4th round. That's where you're getting a guy that can, you're not wasting a top 3 pick, and don't get me started because if you remember, that draft had a ton of quarterbacks. Everybody wanted to go there. And you could have easily traded that and got a truckload of picks to help revamp your team. Instead, you decided to, go and get a gold jacket ready for this guy. I'm just saying. So
Sammy said it best. Giants 2 months ago. Daniel Jones is our guy. Giants yesterday. We will not pick up his 5th option. Yes, Sammy, it's back.
Sammy, what's up, brother?
Yes.
Thanks for jumping in, baby. Look, let me tell you right now, okay? The owner, who is an owner and a fan, does not know football. So, of course, he wants to keep Daniel Jones. Okay, he's the guy who made that decision. Today, the actual football people in the building made the decision on not to pay him, okay? That's the way it goes.
No, somebody finally
– Hey, Mike, I know you got a quarterback to spare, but I'm okay with Tyrod Taylor. I'm fine with that. I just didn't think –
You're honestly fine with Tyrod Taylor.
Because he's a placeholder. You have a lot of pieces. You're not a quarterback away from a Super Bowl. We are not. We are far from that. So we have a placeholder. Tyrod Taylor is that guy until next year's draft because now we put all the pieces together.
Mike, yes, that is something they would do. Trade their young receiver and draft a receiver. That is something the Giants would do.
Listen, we're not the Philadelphia Eagles who keep get drafting receiver after receiver. I'm sorry. Is the old general manager for Detroit in the Eagles building, and we just don't know about it
Oh,
because he keeps
hey, baby, it's Bird Gang or don't bang, baby. Bird Gang or don't bang. That's what it is. But no, honestly, Dan, you have a very valid point about my Eagles. Eagles, for those that don't know. Um, we made some very shisty moves. I wasn't too thrilled about the Saints trade. I honestly was not. And then on top of it, we moved JJ to freaking tight end when he was a horrible receiver. What's he gonna do for us at tight end? So
Because
all I'm
wait a second, is that JJ Whiteside, the guy who couldn't catch a cold buck naked in Antarctica?
the dude couldn't catch COVID in the ER with no clothes on and no mask. He couldn't catch COVID. Are you kidding me? So we put this guy at tight end, and he's about as frail as 15-year-old Brittle. He's horrible.
Thank you, Anthony. I've been saying this. Trade down one of the picks. Defensive end has to be the other pick. Got to be. It's just got to be. That's got to be the guy, man. I mean,
absolutely.
Because you don't want to take that type of hit and have to pay 2 top 10 talent at the same time. I mean, you're going to wind up into cap trouble. Giants are already in cap trouble, a little cap trouble. So it's we need somebody to get to the quarterback, and there's 3 or 4 guys that I'm pretty excited about that I could take. And even if the Giants traded out back the kid from Purdue, I like that kid. I'm high on that kid too. I like him. He's not a top 10 pick, but I'm excited about him too. I wouldn't be hurt at all if we had him. But
right.
As long as we get, the kid from Florida State, the kid I'm not high on. The kid I am. Well, wait a second. Look, we got you got the Jaguars, and I mean I wouldn't be surprised that they go DN, but I really think they're going to go offensive line. I think they're going Evan Neal and help solidify that offensive line.
Well, I'll say this. I think, because I looked at a couple mock drafts. The one that makes sense for me, I think they're going to go with Aiden Hutchinson out of just pure okay, you can use him possibly as trade bait or not. If not, he's serviceable and he's a great. I mean, he's a pretty decent. He's a pretty good athlete. I mean,
absolutely, absolutely. I just think that I just have Aiden going to Detroit, hometown kid. Detroit's trying to sell some tickets. I just think he would be the he would be that guy. So.
Hey, Mike Moore, thanks for tuning in, my guy. Appreciate it.
What's up, Mike? How you doing?
He said he's got to run. He said, but he loved the show.
Yeah, thanks, man. Go Giants. Yeah, baby.
But I'm telling you, there's what'd Sammy say? Commander Wentz has the East lot.
Sorry.
Sammy.
Oh man.
Sammy. Oh man, State Farm? And
Sammy,
you say
Sammy.
That's an insurance nightmare. Carson Wentz is classmate. Hey, put your glass up, coach. Put your glass up. Oh, is that Wentz? He's made of glass. He's going to break. I bet you $20 right now, Sammy. He's got a pulled hammy. He's got bunions, and he's got a concussion by week 2. Guaranteed. He is glass made. Take a lesson from the Eagles. Take a lesson from your neighbors. Okay? Take a lesson from us. Get rid of the guy. He can't get it done. You can't make the club in the what, coach?
In the tub, baby.
There it is. Enough said. Can't make the club in the tub. And like I said, Carson, everybody makes a statement. Oh, if he had an offensive line, he'd be great. Oh, if he had weapons, he'd be great. Oh, if he had this, if he had that. What ifs and all that stuff aside, here's the facts. ladies and gentlemen of the jury, he did not get it done. He didn't get it done. I'm sorry. Wentz took us to the hold on, Sammy. No, 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 no. Again, Wentz took us to the playoffs. Playoffs? Wentz took us to the playoffs.
Playoffs.
That's it. He took us to the playoffs. And he sat. I'm just saying, you guys, the problem with the Commanders, the comrades, the problem with you guys is the same problem the Cowboys have. If your owner finally could get the heck out of the way, the Cowboys and the Redskins would be some of the scariest teams in the NFL. If your owners could just get the heck out of the way, if they could just go, you would be two of the scariest teams in the league. But again, your owner's getting away. You guys are worried about Wentz. You better be worried about where's your stadium going to be.
Right.
Because 2 proposed sites said no. So,
yep. And in there some kind of congressional hearing about your owner and stuff. I mean,
yeah, man.
Ripping off fans, all kinds of stuff, man. Ripping off other owners. Come on now.
Yeah. Wentz got the NFC locked up. Your owner gonna be locked up. That's what's gonna happen. Your team owner gonna be locked up. Sheesh. Sammy, they'll do a lot of things, but they ain't doing that. They ain't going back in Washington.
No, you listen, Billy. They are trying. The NFL wants them back in DC.
The NFL wants them back in DC. DC don't want them back in DC.
But I guarantee you this. If they make Daniel Snyder sell the team, I guarantee you we'll see that team back in Washington, and there'll be a new stadium. I almost can guarantee that.
Where are they going to go? I'm all ears. Where are they going to go? Besides the old RFK, and there's a lot of work to be done in that place.
No, they already had listen. They've already had a site proposed right next to Nats Park there.
And you didn't hear me. They just turned it down.
I understand that. I understand that. But when Daniel Snyder is forced to sell the team and the new ownership comes in, that's where they're going to go and play football. You watch.
We'll see. I hope for their sakes, because I don't want the comrades to be going to Russia to play, because that's what it's looking like right now.
Oh man,
dang! Virginia don't want them. DC don't want them. Where can they go? Annapolis?
Well, that's still Maryland. Maryland don't want them either.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
they you know where they could go. They could. I mean, maybe Del Mar. Just kidding. But honestly, like I said, the Cowboys and Redskins, if their owners could get out of the way, they would be two of some of the scariest teams in the league, honestly, because they do have the talent. But again, their owners are notorious for getting in the way. And like I said, Giants, my breakdown for the NFCs, Giants, if you guys can actually get some
what's up, Sammy?
Potomac. If you guys could actually get 3 linemen, a serviceable receiver, and I'm not hating on Tyrod. I don't think Tyrod is going to. I don't think he's going to.
He's not. We're not a Super Bowl team. We're not talking Super Bowl. We're not even talking playoffs. We're not. We're talking about a guy to keep us competitive and win some football games. He's that guy.
Competitive or tanking to get picks?
Nope. Competitive, baby. We're competitive now. We are competitive. We ain't tanking because the Giant fan base, we're tired of tanking. If we were tanking, we would have kept Joe Judge around, okay? Because he's a clown show all in of himself, okay? So,
Hey, Sam, I love you to death, but that Washington's not going to be in first. Dallas is definitely not going to be in second, and I don't think Philly's going to be in third. It might be Philly, New York, Dallas, and Washington in that order, but Washington's definitely not going to be first.
Listen,
you guys have so much to work out. It's insane.
I'm not trying to be a homer here. I'm really not. But The numbers don't lie. The Eagles did not win a game against a team with a winning record last year. Hold the phone, everyone. Hold on. Hold on. I don't have any music, some drum roll, but it is time. We are now styling and profiling the man, the myth, the legend. His plane has landed. He's gotten in.
What's up?
What's up?
Thank you, Billy. That's right, brother.
Nevada, what's up,
Hey.
big fella?
I apologize for being late. I hear they might take a receiver again for Philly, so I went and ran a 40 for Howie.
Oh,
The
my
40
God.
started at 6 o'clock, and I just got done. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, we're too busy signing Olympic runners.
I'll tell you what. Hey, yeah,
Look,
I mean,
Willie Galt panned out. Willie Galt and Ronaldo Jeremiah panned out too. I know
Yeah.
I'm botched the name, but
I
you
don't
know
have
what I
a
mean.
problem with that. And look, I like some of the moves Howie's made in regards to acquiring the draft capital, not the
Oh,
draft
okay.
picks.
You
The draft
got me
capital.
nervous. I was gonna say, are
No.
you
Come on.
you
Philly.
good with
Philly.
JJ going to tight end?
All of Philly wanted Justin Jefferson over Jalen Reagor. And that's the worst. I know we talk about DK Metcalf, but a lot of people missed on that. The one that kills me is Jefferson when we all wanted him, and you take Reagor. And Reagor, I mean, he can't even catch a punt. Like, let's be honest. I mean, you might as well have me back there, just give me old fair.
Listen,
Yeah.
Nevada,
So,
him and JJ are the same. They both couldn't catch COVID in the middle of the ER with no mask and no clothes on.
and can you put up what Sammy just said, Sam Kushto? Sammy, give me some of that stuff you're smoking, my man, because the Cowboys ain't winning it this year. He said they'll win the division.
Oh, there you go. Sorry.
Sean, what?
Yeah, no. Oh, after this year.
What?
Win division. No, they're not the winning division
even
this year. No,
still,
I think he's right. I think Sean Payton will be the head coach of the Cowboys next year. I agree with him there. I think that's a setup. But like McCarthy coming back is just a disgrace. But the Cowboys have lost a lot, man. They lost the offensive line. Lyle Collins is gone. They've lost some linemen. Obviously, you trade Amari Cooper. They lose the tight end. I think it was Schultz. Was it they lost, or was it Connor or Blake Jarwin? I can't remember. They lost one of those guys. Obviously, you lose the what's his face? Randy Gregory. Sorry, but so they lost a lot of talent. And honestly, what have they brought in to replace it? So, and I think the Eagles, just by this year, their youth and getting old, another year's experience, another year for Jalen Hurts, they're going to get better. And Brian Baldinger talked about Hurts yesterday. He goes, I can't beat him into the weight room every morning. He goes, he's there at 5 a.m. working out, preparing. So I think you'll see Hurts take another step this year. And I hope it's a step that they decide to keep him.
I do too. I've been blowing his horn since Jump Street, man. I've been saying that the whole time. So
and look, I'll give Coach the credit. I mean, Coach has been Jalen Hurts, and look, I'm not gonna lie. I was dead wrong on Carson Wentz. I championed for him a long time. I was dead wrong.
I was right.
Yeah, Billy. Yeah, you were right. Yeah, you were right.
Don't
and look,
say.
Come on,
the juice at the bottom of the trash can, baby.
I don't like admitting when I'm wrong. I was a Ben Simmons guy too. I mean, not last year, but before that. I mean, I thought for what you had on him, the year before, I wouldn't have traded him for James Harden. Boy, was I wrong. Although, there's some questions about Harden too. Well, obviously, we're just talking about the NFL draft, Coach. I don't want to take you too far off.
I could go hours on that topic.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, I know.
Hours.
I could too.
But
listen, I just want to help our friends out at the FBI because if anybody has seen Ben Simmons, he is wanted for armed robbery. He did steal $40 million or something.
Hey, I gotta interrupt you guys. Hey, Sammy, come on, man. Hurts doesn't have an athletic problem. The kid can't read defenses.
Sammy, I agree with him a little bit though. He has no trouble reading defense.
What line?
Wait.
You read the offense with that Swiss cheese line we got? We have a semi-pro offensive line.
We have a good offensive line.
We have an okay offensive line.
Billy,
Billy.
Wait
good.
a second.
Lane
Billy.
Johnson, they're top 5 offensive line.
Lane Johnson can't stay healthy.
Wait a second.
He can't stay healthy. You can't make the club into what, Coach?
The tub, baby.
Come on, somebody tell me.
But listen, I'm more Nevada Nick. I don't know that they're top 5, but they're top 12 offensive line in this league, and they proved that
last year.
Wait, when they were running the football, Jalen Hurts was unstoppable. When they could when they have a balanced attack. When you ask that kid to throw the ball 40 times, I don't care. He's not the guy, and you've got to be able to run the football. And the Eagles were good at it. They just didn't do it enough.
But then we became predictable with play calling as well. I will say that.
Right, but when you can't when you don't establish the run, Billy, and you're throwing the ball, you're constantly in throwing situations. Of course, you're predictable.
Well, you say Eagles. No, the problem with the Eagles was they could run the football. It's when they can't run the football, they couldn't throw the football. That's the problem.
We threw because we had to, not because we could.
But Billy, everybody knows. Look, I love running the football. I love it. I'm an old school guy, but you're only going to go so far. And that was my whole problem with Lamar Jackson always. And if that kind of team's going to win a championship, you're going to need Giants of '86, Bucks of '01, special type defense.
Right.
Ravens of 2000. You're going to need Bears of '85, Eagles in the early '90s. You're going to need that quality special defense if you're going to win when you're just running the football and not throwing the ball. You got to be able to throw the ball down the field, especially. And that's my issue with Hurts is, but look, he's young. That's what people are so crazy. It's like you give a guy a full year and it's like, oh, he's not developed. But, I do like what Howie did because I do believe this year is going to be his prove-it year. If there's still question marks at the end of this year, they will move on. That's one of the reasons they kept that pick for next year because Bryce Young and Stroud from Ohio State, will be available and they will make a move. And I put Raider going into the first round drafting. Jason Dean, I don't see it.
I don't see Hamilton being there.
They traded away their first and second round pick. Are you then going to go move your capital from next year? And Jason Dean, I know you love the Irish and you love the Raiders. And I like what the Raiders have done this offseason. I do. I think the Raiders are going to be better. But damn, you could put me in that offensive line. They ain't going to block nobody. I could probably shoot up and get a pass rush on that line.
The boys could stop a nosebleed with a whole roll of Charmin.
I like what they did. I like what they did, obviously, but I still question the offensive line. I think that's going to be their problem. So, but
Sam says, if I'm a DC, I sell out on the run and make Jalen pass to beat me, which he cannot do. Yeah. Easy to beat the Eagles outside of their defense, creating multiple turnovers, which they don't do.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree, and that's what's going to happen. I mean, Eagles are going to win games because they can run the football and play defense, but
Well, I mean, we need some help at linebacker, or our defense is going to be shaky across the middle.
Now, Billy, we did sign the kid, Hassan Reddick. He plays linebacker, and Kazir White from the Chargers. Look, it too, Billy. We got to hope a linebacker falls to the second round. Eagles aren't drafting a linebacker in the first round. I'd be surprised. I wouldn't mind it, but I don't think it's going to happen.
So let me ask you this: you don't think we could trade up for Dean or that defensive tackle from Georgia?
No, I do think trading up's a possibility. I think that's one of the reasons they made the Saints trade, because I think they're going to take that second round pick from the Saints next year, possibly, if there's somebody they have that they want, whether it's Jermaine Johnson, the defensive end from Florida State, who me and Coach both like to move up, whether it's Sauce Gardner from Cincinnati, the corner, whether it's Jordan Davis, whoever it is, whether it's a receiver, they might move up. But I think it's going to be, if there's a receiver they like, But then if not, it's got to be defensive line and secondary. Pass rush and secondary. I think they'd love Hamilton to fall a little bit and maybe get him because they need a safety. But I think it's safety, corner, and defensive line, and then obviously, everybody's saying receiver. I'm not sold on that yet.
No, we don't. We don't need a receiver in the draft.
They need a receiver. I don't know that we need a receiver in the draft.
None of these. There's none in this draft that lights your world on fire. Am I wrong?
I don't know.
I know he's not a first rounder. He's not a first rounder, but that kid from Penn State, I think, is going to be pretty good. Dotson.
Yeah, I agree, Coach. I
agree with Price here.
I think you got a better chance at, like Coach said, there's a kid out of North Dakota State too that's pretty good.
Yes, I was just going to mention that kid, big kid. Yes.
Yeah. So honestly, I'd rather throw the dart at a second round guy and get some, because look, the Eagles need help on defense.
Big time.
I agree, Billy. We do need a receiver, but maybe go get Jarvis Landry. I don't know.
We just need a serviceable receiver. Like I was telling Coach earlier about the Giants. We just need we don't need we could use a DK, but we don't really need. We just need somebody that's serviceable, if that makes sense. Like maybe a third rounder. I don't know.
Look, Devontae Smith's going to get better. Devontae Smith's going to get better too in year 2. But look, a part of the problem was, let's be honest, Jalen Hurts needs to improve. I mean, he really does, and I think they will improve. But yeah, they definitely need another receiver. Who it is, I don't know. But the Eagles are in a good spot. They're young. They got a lot of draft capital. We have both our tackles on offense for probably the next 10 years.
Right.
Maybe Lane's 7 or 8, but Malaitai's 10 years. You got obviously now Dickerson's going to be your center probably after Kelsey moves. So I think you're pretty sold on 3 of your offensive linemen. And, the Eagles will draft offensive linemen. So I feel good about our line. You got Goddard at tight end. You got Smith at receiver. I think, the Eagles, I think there's a lot of spots to feel good about. We need to get youth on the defense. There's youth
absolutely.
On the defense. Now Cox is getting older. Graham's getting older. Slay's in his 30s. We need to get youth on the defense, and that's where I'm focused.
Now, Jason Dean, I'm not honestly. I mean, I like him, but I'm not too sold on Lloyd from Utah. I'm not super sold on.
He's projected in right where the Eagles are picking.
He's the highest projected linebacker.
Yeah, and he's
over Dean.
Yeah, he is. And Billy, I agree with you. Look, everybody, see what it is, and you know it, Billy.
Jesus.
People love this combine shit. To me, give me tape all day. Give me the guy that shows up on tape, and that's who I'll take all day. Then the guy that has the Mike Mamulas of the world that are the combine warriors. I want the guy who's showing it on tape, and that's the Kobe.
Right. Yeah, exact. He's the best sideline to sideline player in this draft.
Yeah. Well, I think
the guy was lights out.
I think a little bit of it, Billy, is how they want. They want now guys that can play 3 downs at linebacker, and a lot of linebacker now. A lot of it is you got to be able to cover and pass coverage, and you see so many defensives that are on first and second going into this nickel and dime defenses. It's so much more prevalent, than what the defenses we grew up on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where it was a third down defense. And a lot of that's now first and second down.
Lloyd did show up on.
No, he did. I'm not saying I don't. I like Devin Lloyd, but I do think people, Kobe Dean dropping. Now I understand he had a lot of talent around him, but I like Nakobe Dean a lot too.
First of all, Nakobe Dean played against big talent and showed up big time.
Yeah. But Nakobe Dean also had 4 first-round picks on the defensive line. Right. So I think there's some people – it's the Alabama. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people I think kind of think obviously with Alabama, there's so much talent around you. And,
right.
But
I agree with that. Now listen, so you want to go do you want to go through a little mock and see where you guys got guys falling or
Yeah,
at least down to the Eagles or what? I mean, we don't have to go through the whole thing, but
No. I mean, look, in regards to the top pick, I mean, which I think is kind of cool. Usually, at this point every year, we know by now who this guy's going first, and I think there's a lot of question marks tonight. If I was the Jaguars, I would take Hutchinson because I do think he's got the motor. But there's a lot of rumors about Trayvon Walker from Georgia. I think he's almost 300 pounds. I think that translates obviously more defensive tackle than it does defensive end. Right. Look, with Josh Allen, man, putting Hutchinson and Allen at your ends for the Jaguars, man. I mean, because the Jaguars, I know they struggled last year, but come on, you saw them against the Colts and the Bills. Like, there's talent on that defense, and adding a guy like Hutchinson, they could be really dangerous. Or two, if I was the Jags, I'd honestly consider moving back off one if there's somebody that'll give you some capital. I would really think about that too, because teams like the Jets, the Jags, they don't have one hole; they have multiple holes.
Right.
Swiss cheese.
Yeah. So, to me, the thing I'm curious about because the big thing is, obviously it starts with the first pick. If Walker's the first pick, I think Detroit's going to run up there to take Hutchinson, Michigan kid.
Right. I agree. I agree with that.
I know there's some rumors about quarterback, but I just think they got Goff for another year. They're paying him a ton of money. I think next year's the year that Detroit will probably make that.
No, they they do have another first round at the end of the first round. They have the Rams pick. I could see them picking a quarterback there.
Yeah, maybe they go for Ritter from Cincinnati.
Yeah, the Cincinnati kid.
Pickett and Willis will be gone by then.
I think so. Yeah. Because and then I think that the Texans are going to go offensive line. But I also can see them taking the guy from Notre Dame, the safety.
Yeah, well, and that's what.
Yeah, Hamilton on the 18th.
Yeah,
the 18th.
Yeah, there's so much smoke nowadays. You know what I mean? You just don't know. There's rumor because that was supposedly when it came to the Tyrann Mathieu talk, Honey Badger, that the Eagles were kind of waiting on him because there's some rumors Hamilton may fall. Because you know how it is with safeties. Jets need a safety. If he falls past the Jets at 4, obviously I know they got 10 as well, but maybe he slips from some teams and there gets to a position the Eagles could move up and grab him because I think Hamilton, he's probably the surest thing in the draft, I believe. I like Hamilton a lot. He probably is the surest thing in the draft. But safety's one of those positions that isn't valued as much as tackle and positions like that, quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I think you like you said the Jets, but I also if the Jets, Hamilton doesn't go to the Texans, he'll go to the Jets. But if he does, I think the Jets wind up going with a defensive end like Thibodeau or somebody there. And also I could see them going offensive line too. Coach, I could see them getting Neal.
Coach, you don't think the Jets are going to need to give Zach Wilson some other weapons, like maybe like a Garrett Wilson type? You don't think they'll go?
Not at the 4 pick.
At 10, I think
10.
Maybe
10
10.
Yeah.
10, but 4, 10, I think the Jets are going to go, but I also could see them trading out of that pick as well, because they have multiple picks.
And Joe Douglas is that type of GM too.
I would be shocked to see him 4 pick take Jermaine Johnson, honestly.
Well, I like Jermaine Johnson. I like him to the Giants. So I'm not like I said this before, I'm not really upset with any of those defensive ends the Giants are going to take at that top of that draft.
He's a top 10 guy now, too. They're all saying with Johnson. I like him the most. Honestly, I like him the most of the DNs, even more than Hutchinson. I really like Johnson. I really do. I think he's going to be a hell of a football player. We'll see what happens. I mean, obviously Hutchinson's that, the motor guy and,
right.
They keep coming at you. I think a lot of them equate him kind of to that Bosa type. But, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, like I said, I think the draft starts kind of, like I said, I think it really gets interesting when we get to the Giants at 5. because that's where I think they're going to get pass rusher. I mean, Coach doesn't think. I think it's obvious. I think they're going to get a tackle and a pass rusher. I know, Coach, you disagree, but I think
I do because the Giants, and I said this earlier, the Giants need interior line help. That's way too early to get an interior lineman. You got to trade back for that, and you need a defensive end. And I don't care how great Sauce is, but if you can't get to the quarterback, he's pedestrian. And Deion Sanders, pedestrian without a pass rush, man. Come on.
Michael Johnson says
Did
Hutchinson
you just say that,
will be
Coach?
a Paul Kruger.
I did say that.
Say that.
I
Deion
did.
Sanders,
Come on. In the NFL, if you don't have a guy, look at where Deion played. Tell me, everywhere he was, he had pass rush, man. He had guys that could get to the quarterback, helped him out tremendously. Tell me a place he didn't have a pass rush.
Name me a huge pass rusher when he was in Atlanta.
As I just said, where did he make his name? Atlanta.
Yes. He had, damn it, I know it. He had that guy from Alabama or something. Damn it. There was a pass rusher there. Thank you.
There was a pass rusher. There was. Come on, dude. It's Deion Sanders. Stop.
It's Deion.
Okay.
Deion did,
all right. Maybe Deion is it? Okay. Maybe Deion is
Cornelius is what
not
Michael Johnson said.
Is not. Thank you, Mike. Would not be pedestrian, but still, come on. You can't cover a guy for 6, 7, 8 seconds. I mean, come on now. I don't care.
And what Jason Dean said is true. I don't think the quarterbacks are all trash. I think Willis is a good prospect. I think Pickett's a nice prospect, a guy you draft, at least sit for a year. That's the problem with a lot of these organizations. They think, and I understand quarterbacks are different than they used to be, and there's more. But look at Andy Reid. Mahomes was ready to play from the start, but Andy didn't want to hurt him. So he sat him for a year and let him, because you can kill these
12 games.
Yeah, but you can kill these kids if you put them in early and destroy their confidence. You can kill them. Look at Wentz.
Look at Sam Darnold.
Wentz was killed. His confidence got killed.
Listen,
and I blame that partially on the Eagles. I really do. That was partially Doug Peterson.
Wait a second. Can I just hold on a minute? Hold on a minute.
Go ahead.
Come on. I think it's a Philly thing. You got Carson Wentz confidence, Ben Simmons confidence. I mean, is it a Philly thing or are they just getting soft guys?
Player and he can't make a layup. He's scared to make a layup and shoot a free throw.
Listen,
and it's Philly's fault. He's a professional basketball player.
Listen, those two guys. Shaq said it best. The ballers will say, "Are you hurt or are you injured?" Yeah. We know what you're doing, big fella. Put some icy hot on it and shut up. And
thank you, Mike Johnson. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, there you go. Jesse Tuggle, Clay Matthews. Thank you.
Yeah, but still, Deion. Shut up, Coach. He didn't thank you.
But come on, he had pass rushers, so everywhere he went.
Listen, Deion could have played on any horrible team you pick, and he still would make picks.
I'm not going to argue that. Listen, I'm not going to argue that. But what I'm arguing is, in today's game, without a legit pass rusher, your corners are. I don't care. Your Sauce is going to get wasted if he doesn't go to a place that's got a pass rusher.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. You need somebody to get some pressure to quarterback.
Mac Coral is the sleeper of this draft. It's possible, but the one thing I thought, which tells you everything. Basically, they said all the quarterbacks drafted in the first round last year would be the number one quarterback this year. So that really tells you a lot. Talking about, obviously, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Lawrence, and I think there's another one out there, and I'm just drawing a blank on it. But Zach Wilson.
Jones.
Zach Wilson. So all 5 of them. Yeah, Justin Fields was last. He was 20, I think. Right?
No, the Giants traded. They traded with the Giants.
You're right.
Mac Jones was the last.
Zach Wilson. Mac Jones was the last, and he was picked 15th with the Patriots. But yeah, so all of them will be the number one quarterback this year over those guys. So that kind of tells you, where we're at with quarterbacks this year. But much better draft next year.
Yeah. I agree. That's why I believe the Giants will trade one of those picks back, build some capital for next year, so they will get a quarterback. You know.
Thank you, Mike. Billy's correct as well. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go. I had to answer my guy earlier, Brian Albert. He said, "Love the Eagles and the Michigan flag combo, Coach Billy." I'm a fan of both as well.
Now wait,
Yes,
now
indeed.
Mike. So Cornelius Bennett, he was with the Bills. He was with the.
Yeah, but he started in Atlanta.
I didn't know that. I knew he was a beast with the Bills.
Yes, he was.
So now, Coach. Now I think it would be smart for the Giants. I think they're going to move back from one of their picks too and try to get more capital. I think that makes sense because there's a lot of holes. Let's just put them, when they move back, draft a guy and want to trade him like Kadarius Toney again.
Yeah, man. Look, and look, send him on his way, give him an apple and a map and send him on his way, man. And because let me tell you, there's a team in Green Bay that's looking for a receiver. Cleveland, not Cleveland. Well, Cleveland.
Well, Cleveland, yes, because they broke the bank
Cleveland,
with Watson.
And also Kansas City are all looking for a receiver.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Who is cheaper than Dabo, but I know he's not Dabo, but he's a cheaper receiver.
Don't be shocked. And I said this to Coach on the phone yesterday. I would be stunned if OBJ ended up back in Cleveland because they have Watson now. OBJ's problem wasn't with Cleveland, wasn't with Stefanski. It was with Baker.
Right.
And I think, look, him and Watson would be good. I think the two biggest things that make sense to OBJ to me, and I think the Browns make sense, as crazy as it might sound, but I think the one that makes sense the most is Green Bay.
Yeah.
And going to play with Rodgers.
OBJ?
Because I think Rodgers would make him a better talent. And, I think OBJ proved a lot last year with the Rams that, obviously there were some issues in Cleveland. And,
Landry is not out either. Yeah, you're right, MJ.
Yeah, I think
he's going to resign in Cleveland, but I think Landry's best days are behind him. I think he's a 2 at best. I think he's more of a complimentary type receiver now. But, he's good on – the biggest question is, too, are the Niners going to move off Samuel? Because I think there's a real problem there. It's not just a contract issue with Samuel. He is not happy with how they're using him.
It's going to turn into a locker room issue.
Yeah, right. But he doesn't want to run the football as much as he is. And I think they need that out of him. And I don't blame him because, you look at running backs. Running backs are just – they almost have no value anymore.
Yeah.
You're gonna after what happened with Zeke and now what's happened with McCaffrey. I really wonder who's going to be the next highest paid running back. Listen, I don't think you're going to see running backs get $30-40 million contracts anymore.
Debo is tired of being put at flex in fantasy football and in real life. He's tired of it. I don't blame you, brother. Come to Philly and get a cheesesteak on the meeting.
But Billy, 1,400 yards receiving. I mean, he's spoken enough as a receiver, and I don't have a problem with him, touching the football sometimes. But he was touching the football a lot and running it up the middle a lot, and he's going to get hurt eventually. It's going to happen.
Yeah, but I mean that man is his name Debo. That man's a bully, man. He really is.
Anthony, Cleveland, OBJ's he can't play till November.
Right.
He's going to get a 1-year deal.
Listen,
it's going to be a half a deal because he's coming in mid-season.
Coach, Cleveland can't afford you right now. They can't afford you on a 1-day contract.
Yes, but once they dump Baker, they're gonna have some room. So
and plus any guy out there like OBJ that wants to prove themselves and you know what I mean. That's why Green Bay and Cleveland make sense because you're going to go there and you're going to enhance your value.
Right. And you're going to take an incentive-laden contract. It's going to be paying you the base minimum.
Or a 1-year prove-it deal to get cash out after this year.
Absolutely.
So would they be comfortable taking the Mayweather AB deal?
What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
You didn't see that? Mayweather offered if AB doesn't work out, he has to pay the team. It was like $2.2 million. And if it works out, he has to pay. They have to pay Aaron, AB, and him.
Hey, Billy. Floyd Mayweather still hasn't fought Jake Paul or paid Jake Paul from fighting, and that was last June. You think some team's going to trust him to pay them? And he came out saying, "Well, pay-per-view, and
Hey, listen, Floyd opened up a gym
Paul.
right by my house.
Yeah,
and I think it's closed already.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, look, Antonio Brown, I think he's done. I think he can still play, but man, when Brady goes out and sticks his neck out for you, you got your second chance with the Raiders. You got your third chance with the Patriots, or the second chance with the Raiders, or third chance with the Patriots, fourth chance with the Bucks, and you win a Super Bowl. You come back, it's looking good, and then you just walk off like he did. I would be surprised. I mean, because usually it's a team that's a contender that might take a risk like that. No young team's going to bring him on because you just don't need the circus. What team is going to bring a guy like him into the locker room?
Possibly the Seahawks.
Yeah, but they're young. I don't see why you would. For what?
They signed.
And you got Tyler Lockett and Metcalf.
Right, and you have DJ Metcalf, DK Metcalf. Excuse me. But right. So all right, Billy. Who do the Eagles have this? Who are they picks? Who do you got? What do they got at 16? What are they? 16 and 19? What is it?
Yeah, no. They're 6. They're 15 and 18, I believe.
Yeah, you're right. 15
and 18. You're right.
And 18. Yep. I got him going. Devontae Wyatt from Georgia. I mean, let's be honest. We'd love Jordan Davis, but Wyatt. Honestly, like looking at it, Wyatt could be, the better player. And at 304 pounds, the man ran a 4.7.
Billy, that's unbelievable. It really is. And I mean, yeah, that's something.
Hey, Nevada Nick, you better get on the track, buddy. Okay.
What are you talking about?
and then at 18, just because of how it falls, I have the Eagles picking up Kyle Hamilton from Notre Dame.
Well, and it makes sense. Far? Billy, if he's there,
you think he's falling that far?
I think he will.
If he's there at 15, they're taking him. If he's there at 15, they're taking him. But no, I mean, I would love that. Like I said, there's so many scenarios. Like it all depends on who's there, what's going on. Obviously, if Hamilton's there, they're going to take him. I think if Hamilton slips to 11, I think they move up. I think if Gardner or Stingley slip to 11, they could move up, as in Sauce Gardner, the cornerback, and Derek Stingley, the cornerback. But I just don't know if they're going to fall out of the top 10 because I do think the Eagles know they want to put somebody on the other side of Slay, and or they know they need a safety. They need a secondary player. So I really believe definitely one of those two picks will be a safety or a corner. And then, yeah, I mean, who's the end they like? Is it Johnson? Is it whatever defensive end can fall to them? Will there be a defensive end that will fall to them? There's a lot of talk about the kid Karfalatis. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, but the kid from Purdue.
Right, the kid from Purdue, yeah.
He's dropping out of the first round. What I would like the Eagles to do, personally, and this is just me, if they are going to take a receiver, grab a Jabu in the second round from Michigan. I would love that. I know he's going to miss some time, but we're not winning the Super Bowl next year. And they love a Jabu. So I would love to see them possibly take the secondary guy and a receiver and then go get David Ajabu, even if you got to move up a little bit and use one of those third-round picks they got from obviously the trade with the Saints. But I would like that and grab David Ajabu in the second round.
Listen, I'm going to say this. I think that, and you guys had said, do I think that Hamilton will fall this far? Here's why I think if he does fall to 15, why we won't pick him till the 18th pick. Because if he does fall that far, we're going to get Devontae Wyatt. I think with the 16th pick, The Saints are going to get Trevor Penning from Northern Iowa. They definitely need a quarterback, and they need some inside linemen to protect them.
Yes, but
They
they
need a
also
tackle.
need
With Armstead leaving, they need a tackle. I agree with you, Billy.
Right, and then the 17th pick, I think the Chargers are going to get Trent McDuffie.
Okay, but let me fill you in on a little secret, Billy. The
What's
Jets
that?
have the 10 pick. He ain't getting past the Jets. If they don't take him at 4, they're definitely taking him at 10 because
Yeah.
they need a safety.
The
And
Jets,
I'm
McDuffie is
telling
a
you.
possibility for the Eagles, too.
but the
If
Jets,
Gardner and Stingley aren't there and they go corner, McDuffie's a guy to watch out for the Eagles as well.
but the Jets need more help offensively than they do defensively.
I'm telling
They do.
you, I know they do, but I'm telling you, the Jets are high on that guy. They are very high. Joe Douglas is high on that kid. So if they don't take him at 4 and he's there at 10, they will take him at 10. I'll guarantee it.
I bet you they take Jermaine Johnson at 4.
Well, I guarantee you that they will take Hamilton at 10 if he's there. Okay, Hamilton will not get out of the top 10. I'll put lunch on it.
Well, here's why I'm gonna say that, because I'm telling you now, if they don't get Garrett Wilson at 10, you're not gonna get Drake London because the Redskins are probably gonna pick him at 11. You're darn sure not gonna get Jamison Williams if he even falls that far, because he's gonna be the 13th pick. And then after that, what do you got?
You're taking Dotson from Penn State in the second round.
Yeah, well, there's going to be a run on receivers after 10.
He's
Billy's
no Clave. He's no Burks.
And they have enough capital to get a Debo or, even take a Kadarius Toney off the Giants' hands for cheap because Joe Douglas likes cheap. So,
And, Trey Burks, a lot of people use a comp of Alshon Jeffrey with him. And he's that big body that, especially in the red zone, that a lot of teams do like. And, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, it just shows you with the Eagles' last 2 drafts, it's really hard with receiver trying to pinpoint which receivers are going to translate in the NFL. To me, it's one of the hardest positions. I mean, it just really is. Like, and Rager, it's just like, and that's what drives me crazy to think we could have had Justin Jefferson. And we would have
but DK Metcalf was there too.
DK.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was the year before, and we took freaking Arcadia Whiteside. But it's just, I don't know what it is with Eagles and Sixers and drafts, because I had to watch Mikal Bridges light it up again, who we traded for some guys not even on the team anymore. Mikal Bridges, who mother worked for the Sixers, who he won a freaking national championship at Villanova in the same city, and we trade him. And then I got to watch Jason Tatum, who we drafted Markelle Fultz over. Sorry, I'm in Sixers mode, too. There's so many. While our coach was, or not our coach, our GM was setting up burner accounts to talk on Twitter about freaking players on the Sixers. Sorry, Coach, I'm going off tangent. But, no, I don't know. We'll see. If the Eagles do draft a receiver, I think it's going to be Jamison Williams, really do. Or possibly Olave from Ohio State. I think it's one of those 2 guys.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right.
I think Wilson and London are gone by the time, unless the Eagles move up. And I don't see them moving up for a receiver. If they move up, it's going to be for a secondary guy.
Nah, London definitely will be gone. Long gone.
Okay, Nevada Nick, you got any surprise in the draft? You got a surprise, something, a surprise for us you think will happen?
I think Thibodeau. I think Thibodeau's going to the Giants at 5. I really believe that. I think he's going to drop. I think Giants are going to take him at 5, and I think Giants will go defensive end and tackle at 5 and 7. If they don't go tackle, I think they are moving out of 7 and drafting back. I think Eagles, as much as people think it's receiver, I think Eagles are going to be defensive line and secondary.
Gotcha.
And I think if they don't, like I said, if they go receiver and because I do think one of the picks will definitely be secondary. If they do take a receiver in secondary, I think they're going to really try to get Ajabu or the kid from Mafi from Minnesota, the defensive end. or Ajabu in the second round. And I wouldn't mind that. Because I think they're both good, solid second round picks at defensive end. Surprises. I mean, all the surprises I think they're happening are the ones they're talking about.
Right.
I guess I would say the biggest surprise is, I think the Jaguars aren't going to take Hutchinson first. I think it's Trayvon Walker. I think Trayvon Walker is going to get drafted first.
That was going to be mine. Trayvon Walker 1, Aiden Hutchinson 2, Singletary at 3, Johnson at 4. I got Ahmad Gardner going 5.
No way.
I got Evan Neal 6. I got Charles Cross going 7. I got Malik Willis going to the
Billy,
Falcons.
tomorrow report to HR. You're gonna have to pee in the cup, man.
At 8, I got Akeem. I can't think of his name from NC State.
Yeah, the big tackle.
I think the tackle.
I got him going to Seattle at 9, and I got Garrett Wilson at 10. Those are my top 10.
So, Billy, I think the kid from NC State is going to go higher. I think he could go as high as 3. I think it's possible to the Texans. We'll see.
You don't have a quarterback going in the top 10, Billy.
Nope. Yeah, I just said 8. Malik Willis.
8.
Oh, right. My bad.
And I disagree.
Pull a Mike Vick.
I'll tell you, the Panthers are drafting a quarterback at 6. That's another. The Panthers will draft a quarterback at 6. It's happening.
But they definitely need an offensive line.
Yeah, they do, but you need a quarterback too, unless Christian McCaffrey's going to play quarterback.
Well, if Christian McCaffrey could play, if Christian McCaffrey could play running back a full season, they got a quarterback because we saw when he was on the field, Sam Darnold looked great. He looked like an all-pro. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I only got 2 quarterbacks.
Come on, first 2 weeks with Sam Darnold not money. Yes or no? First 2 weeks of the season.
Good thing you don't win in the first 2 weeks of the season.
How long's the season?
Listen. That was because McCaffrey played those 2 games and then he was out.
Coach,
but what I'm saying, if McCaffrey could stay on the field,
Ryan Fitzpatrick would be the fucking GOAT. But that's not how we judge things off week 1 and week fucking 2.
My point is, it's not. I understand. My point is, when McCaffrey was on the field, their quarterback play was good. McCaffrey can't stay on the field, so their quarterback play is terrible. That's all I'm saying.
Here's how I got quarterbacks going in the draft, if you don't mind. This is how I got it. I got Malik going at 8. I got the Saints picking up Pickett from Pittsburgh at 19. And then I got and you guys are probably going to be like, you're definitely smoking. The 32nd pick, I got Sam Howell going.
Okay. The Steelers are going to draft the QB too.
Yeah, I think the Steelers.
They probably will, but I don't know if they'll.
Maybe Corral goes to the Steelers.
I think they go. I think with their 20th pick, if he gets down that far, I think Chris was it Olave from Ohio State? I think
Olave.
Olave. I think he goes.
Okay. I think. Well, I mean, Pittsburgh. You do have. I mean, obviously they lost Juju Smith-Schuster. Claypool. There's some rumors, so that's possible they take a receiver. But I think they'd love to get Pickett just because you're talking about Pittsburgh kid, going to Pittsburgh.
He's not. He just went to Pittsburgh, but yeah, go ahead.
He won't.
He's actually South Jersey kid.
I know. I meant Pittsburgh kid, as in went to the University
of
Pittsburgh.
Okay, gotcha.
He won't. He won't make it that far. He won't make it that far.
No, I agree. I think Pittsburgh would love Willis. I really do. But yeah, unless they move up. But we'll see. And Pittsburgh too. Come on, man. That defense is going to be tough now. You talk about the combination of Brian Flores and Mike Tomlin and your coaching tree on defense. They're going to be tough.
Yeah.
McCaffrey and Darnold. And Coach, you love Darnold so much. Would you take him as a Giants quarterback?
Absolutely. I think he's better than Daniel Jones.
Well, you know what? The Giants
built like a Lego cop. Darnold? No.
The Giants might as well replace Gettleman with freaking Coach as their GM. You know what? Coach looks like a young man.
Listen.
Listen.
You look like Gettleman's son.
Pull up a picture. Somebody get a picture of Dave Gettleman. I just realized that. You look like Dave Gettleman's son.
Hold on, I gotta look.
Listen, wait a second. I am looking at the future. The Giants are drafting a quarterback in round 1 next year.
God. Oh my God, he looks like Dave Gettleman.
He does. I didn't realize it.
Oh my God.
Hey Billy, don't you have a share button? Don't you have a share button on your
Oh my God, hold on. Let me get the picture up full screen.
Dave Gettleman does look like you. I didn't realize he does.
Holy
he could be
crap.
your dad. I mean, he really could.
Oh, let's see.
Oh my God.
You see it?
No, we don't see it.
Hold on. Let's see. Share. Hold on, let's go.
Hold on, here it is. Hold on, here it is.
Can you see it?
Add to the stream.
Yeah, there he is. Do the one right here to the left. I love it with the pants up. There it is. There's Muddle.
Holy
shield.
Holy smokes.
There's Muddle. There he is.
Hey, in my defense,
but
in my defense, I've been going to Fat Boy Camp religiously.
Yeah. Coach wears his shorts up high like that too. He really does.
I do.
Look, here you go, right there.
There he is.
Hey, I got the same hat.
He does. Now, Coach isn't qualified to be a coach. Is he qualified to be a GM? That's the question.
He wasn't qualified to be a coach.
What happened now?
Oh, God.
Porn popping up by accident. All right, good.
No, I didn't say, oh, God, because of that. I said, oh, God, because you said the key phrase, what happened now? Oh, dear Lord. Oh, dear Lord.
Listen, Divide and Nick, you can't open up a can of worms like that, okay? You just can't open up that can of worms. That's for a different show, okay? Because right now we're just trying to stick to the draft.
I'll say this. I've never seen somewhere. You know what? Nope. Not gonna do it.
Don't do it. Let's move on. Listen. I want to appreciate everyone jumping on tonight and hanging out with us because it's getting close to draft time, and we're gonna go somewhere, and I'm gonna probably get pretty rowdy when the Giants blow their pick, and But yeah, I'm pretty excited about tonight. Everybody enjoy yourselves. We'll probably get together next week, hopefully, and discuss the draft and see where everything landed and go from there. So, pretty excited. Thanks everyone for hanging tight on our hiatus and jumping back on with us. So we appreciate that. Everybody have fun, be safe, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Peace out.
Peace out. Look at the coach.